Hey fellow expeditionists, today we're going to talk about what we consider to be the 10 best day hikes in Indiana.
People outside of the Hoosier state don't often think of Indiana as a hiking destination, but the state actually contains more than 50 state parks, state forests, and recreation areas, hundreds of nature preserves, and countless city parks and trails.
Yep. So to narrow that down to the 10 best is purely subjective and can be completely different for other Hoosier hikers. But for our list, we're doing 3 main criteria. First, features along the hike, such as rock features, cliffs, canyons, creeks, that kind of thing.
Second, the potential for wildlife viewing, which in Indiana is mostly birds, but could also include deer, raccoon, opossums, and other animals.
Yep. And third, the overall ambience and vibe of a trail or park. Some places may not have as many features as others or as much wildlife, but still give you a sense of wonder or some kind of historical value.
So, on to the list.
Number 10, Eagle Creek Park in the northwest corner of Indianapolis. With 1,400 acres of water, 3,900 acres of land, and 10 miles of trails, Eagle Creek Park is one of the largest municipal parks in America. What makes it truly unique is its bird sanctuary, with wildlife viewing from nearly every possible angle. The best overall trail is the Red Trail. At nearly 7 miles long, it includes all the best features of the park, from lake views to forested wetlands, and a long section that actually goes out into the lake, fully surrounding the bird sanctuary, where it is common to see migratory waterfowl such as white pelicans, cormorants, and more than 20 species of ducks. Number 9. The Hemlock Cliffs National Scenic Trail is located near English, Indiana, and is part of the Hoosier National Forest. The trail descends into a box canyon with sandstone outcrops, overhangs, rock shelters, ravines, and seasonal waterfalls. Although the trail is only a little over a mile in length, you could spend hours exploring the weathered rocks and alcoves, while imagining the history of Native Americans that occupied this canyon as early as 10,000 years ago. The cliff walls are often covered in lush vegetation. Hemlock Cliffs is truly a southern Indiana gem. Number 8. France Park is a county park located west of Logansport, Indiana. This county park sits on nearly 600 acres alongside the Wabash River and features 10 miles of hiking and mountain biking trails that goes through varied terrain, including prairies and meadows and old limestone quarries. The largest quarry is fully flooded, with a swimming beach, a zip line, and even scuba diving. Our favorite trails are the Quarry Trail and the Perimeter Trail, which take you through the bottom of one limestone quarry where you can explore for fossils, and then along the cliff tops of another quarry where you can gaze into the blue waters below. The backside of the old Kenneth Stone Quarry also has limestone outcrops with lots of interesting formations to explore. The Perimeter Trail is about 4 miles long, but you can easily shorten or lengthen the hike with many other crisscrossing trails in the park. Number 7. Morgan-Monroe State Forest is located just south of Martinsville, Indiana, and features many great trails. We consider the best day hike to be the Three Lakes Trail. At 10 miles in length, it is the longest on this list, but has the features to go with it. The trail has scenic views across the rolling hills, with lots of elevation change, small streams to cross, and of course, the lakes that offer beautiful views, as well as wildlife such as waterfowl, beavers, and turtles. The trail is covered in wildflowers in the spring, while the fall explodes with autumn colors. Another popular trail here is the Low Gap Trail, which is also 10 miles in length with similar features. So take your pick, you can't go wrong. Number 6. Charles C. Deam Wilderness is located on the southern shore of Lake Monroe, just south of Bloomington, Indiana. Although the wilderness is over 13,000 acres in size, any of the trails here can be done as a day hike. Our personal choice as best hike is the Axum Branch Trail starting from the Hickory Ridge Lookout Tower. The tower is a must, as it offers 360-degree panoramic views of the wilderness and the lake in the distance. From there, it is a beautiful hike across ridge tops and ravines, with small creek crossings in an off-trail adventure that you must take to the ruins of an old hunting cabin along the Axum Branch Creek, and the lake is just a bit further down from the cabin. This part of the lake is the Middle Fork waterfowl resting area, where bald eagles are often seen. As with most trails in southern Indiana, lots of spring flowers to be seen and amazing fall colors in the autumn. Number 5. Salamonie River State Forest is located near LaGros, Indiana, and features 850 acres of woodlands just to the north of Salamonie Reservoir. The forest features 15 miles of horse trails, 9 miles of fire trails, and then our favorite, the Three Falls Trail. This trail traverses nearly 4/10 of a mile through a young forest before it comes upon a creek and ravine that features 3 waterfalls in close proximity to each other. Though none of the falls have a large flow, it is the cliffs and rocks that surround the waterfalls that make this trail so beautiful. The creek then flows into the Salamonie River, where bald eagles are often seen flying overhead. You can either backtrack from here or pick one of the many horse trails and keep exploring, as there are many other ravines and waterfalls in the area to be found. Number 4. Indiana Dunes. Whether it's the Indiana Dunes State Park or the Indiana Dunes National Park, you can't go wrong with the unique terrain and features here on the southern shore of Lake Michigan. We've hiked almost all the trails in the Dunes region. To pick one above the rest is difficult, but all worthy. While we have an affinity for the state park and highly recommend the Three Dunes Challenge and pretty much everything else there, our pick for best hike has to be the Cowles Bog Trail in the National Park. This trail is a designated National Natural Landmark and includes several distinct habitats along its nearly 5-mile path, including ponds, marshes, swamps, black oak savanna, sand dunes, and of course, beaches. This trail is named after Dr. Henry Cowles, who was an American botanist and ecological pioneer who did most of his work here and is largely responsible for the preservation of the dunes. Number 3. Clifty Falls State Park is located near Madison, Indiana, and features nearly 1,500 acres of forest and canyon, but it's the waterfalls that are the main attraction here. With 4 named waterfalls and probably a dozen smaller unnamed falls, it is a waterfall chaser's dream. The best hike, though, has to be Trail 2. This trail is approximately 3 miles one way, and almost entirely in the creek bed of Clifty Creek itself. While the scenery all around is amazing on this hike as you tread through the water, surrounded by 300-foot canyon walls and stepping around car-sized boulders, take a close look at the rocks in the creek and you'll find a treasure trove of marine fossils of ancient corals, brachiopods, and ancestral squids. The trail ends just below the largest waterfall in the park, Clifty Falls itself, plunging 60 feet. You can then either retrace your steps back or pick one of the connecting trails to hike out of the canyon and keep exploring the park. Number 2. Shade State Park is located southwest of Crawfordsville, Indiana, and features nearly 3,000 acres of forest, ravines, canyons, and the scenic Sugar Creek. Not a bad trail exists in this park, as nearly all pass through some kind of canyon with cliffs, waterfalls, and rock outcrops, where the trail is often the creek bed. The best hiking adventure at Shades is their 6 Ravine Challenge, but to pick just one trail, our favorite is Trail 10 into the Pine Hills Nature Preserve. This trail features pristine forest that leads out onto a high ridge above the creeks below, before descending into the canyon with slate rock walls, weathered sandstone cliffs, beautiful streams, and the preserve's main feature, the Devil's Backbone, a 100-foot tall ridge that is only 6 feet wide with carvings on top that date back to the 19th century. But possibly our favorite thing about Shade State Park is the fact that it is one of the lesser visited parks in Indiana, meaning we'll often have the trails to ourselves, unlike the next park on our list. Number 1. Turkey Run State Park is located near Marshall, Indiana, and is considered by many to be the best of the Indiana state parks, with good reason. The park's 2,400 acres of land is dissected by Sugar Creek. It is this creek's watershed that is responsible for cutting through the sandstone, forming the canyons and rock formations throughout the park. It is these canyons that make the landscape so unique in Indiana. Inside the park is Rocky Hollow Falls Canyon Nature Preserve, and it is there that we'll find our most recommended day hike on Trail 3. This trail traverses narrow slot canyons with water trickling around your feet, ladders to climb out of one canyon, before dropping back into another canyon where you'll find the Punch Bowl waterfall, potholes in the sandstone, and the beautifully carved path before entering the wider canyon and its enormous boulders. It's like someone picked up features normally found in Utah and dropped it in the middle of nowhere, Indiana. There are many other trails at Turkey Run worthy of hiking as well, but this one trail might be Indiana's crown jewel. So that's our top 10 Indiana day hikes. But trust me when I say this list barely scratches the surface of great places to get your hike on in the Hoosier State.
Let us know in the comments what you thought of our list and add your own recommendations as well. Until next time, peace out.